Good morning.
That's right. I have all my coffee still. Hello. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
I'm like, adventures! Whee! Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in actually sunny and probably going to be... Asheville's going to be in the low 80s. I think we're going to be in the high 70s, 80s.
We're going to be in the low 80s.
Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
We had such horrible rain. Sorry, I'm just noticing people over there. We had such horrible rain last week. It's so nice to have nice weather. Yay. Yay. So, I brought over my water, but I still have all this coffee. I need it this morning. I really do. You'd think I'm jittery enough I don't need coffee, but guess what? I'm gonna
need coffee.
I'm gonna drink some coffee. So, it was a weird weekend.
Yeah.
It was an okay weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know. All kinds of stuff going on that you all don't need to know about. So, but it meant that progress on things was weird for me. You know, like there was, So, what'd you do this weekend, Liz?
Well,
trying to get back in the swing of things from being gone, right?
This I worked on most of the week.
Ooh.
I've got, I think, most of the outside ends woven.
What is this? Describe it for people.
This is my granny square tank sweater top thingy. And
I like the sleeves. That's super cute.
So
it's got granny square sleeves.
Yeah, they're like
super cute.
Multi-pointed. Anyway, what I'm doing is recreating this with sleeves. So anyway.
And we had people last week who just, like, randomly picked it up and were like, ooh. And I'm going, whoa, chill. But
it's a crocheted bodice with a knit skirt. And then it'll have crochet trim on the bottom. There is not a pattern.
It's like your dresses. It's kind of pieced together.
Yeah, I picked a hook and started making granny squares and went, how many granny squares do I need to go
like
around
this
here?
And this
and
that.
You know, so... it's not easy to size for, other sizes. Like, I know this will fit me. Yeah. So,
and we're not grading it and scaling it. And
no.
Nope.
So, it's fingering weight on a mythological 7 hook.
That's a 4.5 millimeter.
Yep. And then I'm using 10.5 needles for this skirt. So,
very cool.
Yeah. And then on Friday, I was like, I need a lightweight bathrobe. And I started cutting linen and playing with it. And
part of it matches what you're wearing. Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
It was scraps.
She knew that.
And so... Friday night into Saturday, my brain went, what you're doing is wrong. And, well, there were easier ways to do it. So,
like you changed your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Saturday, I redid what I'd kind of already started. And Sunday, I got all the way done with the trim. And then Monday, I wound up doing the cuffs and the hem. So, this is my bathrobe.
And was any of this some kind of pattern adapted, or was this all kind of just out of your head?
Kind of out of my head, kind of based on, like, pieced things that they're all rectangles, but, anyway,
That's cool. And I see stripes on this part, and the trim has blue stripes that match what she's wearing, but the top part and the sleeves are...
solid.
They match, but they're solid instead of being stripey.
It's old linen that I'd had, and, like, it needs to get washed a bunch more times to get it all soft where it doesn't wrinkle anymore. But, so I did that, and then I made 2 pairs of pants.
So lots of sewing this weekend.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. So, it was I don't know. There was other sewing that I thought about doing and was like, So,
So for me, I did little bits and pieces here and there. I keep saying I had some stressful things that usually knitting and crocheting helps me de-stress, but I was like over my threshold. So I didn't get as much done as I usually can. I actually thought, and then totally forgot about, wearing this to start the show. So I can put it on. I want to say I haven't made that much progress since y'all saw this last week, but this Saturday, the in-person class is basic granny squares. And then the Saturday after that, technically, is the class for this. And let me move this out of the way slightly. I'm nowhere near being done with my sample for it. But, if people... We don't have any sign-ups yet, but if people are interested in... I might be able to have sleeve separation done by that time. I'm almost there. So, I can do this for more visibility.
It looks good.
This is my Scrappy Granny Tee. Almost a sleeve separation for my size. It's going to be oversized. Because my gauge was not completely as small as it needs to be. I didn't want to go any smaller with my hook. But the nice thing about this as a top down, as a crochet piece, is I can try it on as I go, even easier than when you're knitting. So we'll see how it goes when I do the sleeve separation. We'll see what that does to the shape of it, right? And let's see. I showed that one off. I worked on this. Our Granny Square make-along is technically starting in July, which is Saturday, right? I got caught up with some knitting this weekend, so I'm not as far along on all of my Granny Square projects as I thought I'd be. I was like, I'm starting in June. I'm going to be so far ahead of the game. That is so not true. I took this home, but it's too hot to wear right now. I find even cotton stuff is too hot in the summertime. And it's so weird. Okay, a fiber adjacent discussion right now. It is so weird that for the yarn community, cotton is like the summer fabric. Whereas for like the hiking community, cotton means death, basically. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what my dad was saying. My nephew's coming out to visit, and he's like, he needs shirts that aren't cotton, that are like poly or something that doesn't like just bog down with wetness and sweat, right? It's not that we're wearing our hand knits and going hiking, but it's just interesting that for the fiber community, cotton or plant fibers are ones that breathe better in the summer, but you get too hot in them or do too much stuff in them, that's bad.
Well, and I think it's like we've kind of moved away from linen, which is would moisture wicking, and it dries better than cotton. Like,
and we don't have that much linen in the shop.
Yeah,
we used to have more.
And a lot. I don't know if this is just people I've met here at the shop, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, linen's hard to work with," or it wrinkles or whatever, and it's linen has properties that cotton doesn't. But I tend to like merino also for summer, like a nice tight spun, not one that's gonna fluff, like a sock yarn.
Yeah, like merino does better when it's smaller for socks and things than you would think. But people say, "Oh, it's wool. I can't wear that in the summer." Yeah. That's what this top is. So I've started my assembly line of. I can show these off, but I haven't made as much progress as I was hoping to. But I've started my assembly line. I need to make it turns out over 40 of these, almost 50 of these squares to make my cardigan by the Ariana by Amy Christoffers. And so I have 10. I started like an assembly line of 10 at a time. I have 10 that are to row 4, which has the dark purple. I need to get to row 5, so I need to do row 5 on all of these, and then I can start my next, then I'll have 11, and I can start my next ones. But some of my stress did channel into this, and some of it kept me somewhat incapacitated. But the thing I worked on over the weekend, I was like, this has been in timeout for too long. I think I showed you where I was last week on the Princess Bride make-along. I am almost done. This close. And I think to show it off, I do have to take this off. By the way, my Scrappy Granny tee is all made out of fingering weight, like sock yarns, basically. Like 90% of it's Cascade in various forms. So, my Princess Bride make-along was only 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn. I'm going to put all my granny squares away. And I still have a little bit of all of it left, which I think is kind of amazing. So it started down here, like, let's do it this way. You were knitting in this direction on it. And it's going to make a big, huge open thing. Liz, you can help me hold it up in just a second. But, like, I don't remember exactly where all the clues, like, down there is clue 1. And there's 5 clues. And it keeps growing side to side with these chunks that go off on the sides. And then we take it back to a V and off to the side and back to a V. And the final clue had this chunk off to the side, this gray, and then we make a point. And now I'm coming over to the other side, and I'm making the point on the other side. So I am like, I'm this close, this little triangle here from being done. If you want to grab that, yeah. This is 4 different colors of Fiber Space Vivacious 4-ply. For colors 1 and 2, I did burnished and strawberry. And what I thought was really neat is the way it's worked is all of the rectangles with colors 1 and 2 alternate on this top side. If you take a look at that, we've got the yellow and the red alternating. And that, because as you're doing it, you're not paying attention. You're just doing what colors she tells you to do, right? And then colors 3 and 4 were Pebble Beach and Verdigris, but not in that order. Verdigris, I think, was 3, and Pebble Beach was 4. But you can see them alternating on the bottom side, the gray and the brown funky color. The solid chunks alternate on that side. So I towards the end, I'm like, oh, I see patterns now. and colors 1 and 2 usually played together, and colors 3 and 4 usually played together. And some of the patterns repeated and some of them didn't. And it was really fun. And I'm glad I'm finally getting to the end of it. I have a massive amount of ends to weave in if I choose to. And I'd like to block it at some point too. So, but I think it's so cool.
I think that, way back when I was learning to do mosaic or something, you were like, okay, Liz, you have to put it down and walk away from it to where you can see the design.
Mm-hmm. And that's some of what's going on here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Is when you get all up close and personal with it and you're working on it for days and days and days, you don't look at it from a distance to notice, oh, there's actual stuff going on.
And this is not yet blocked. I'm imagining when I block it, I can get a lot more width out of it too. So it's meant to be a long rectangular wrap, basically.
It'll be a gorgeous winter scarf.
Oh, yeah.
When it's cold.
So it's just, I've never met a bad combo of the Fiber Space colors.
Nope.
I picked these colors because I love Princess Bride, and the yellow and red are supposed to be Princess Buttercup with her hair and her red dress that she's in for the first half of the film. And the Verdigris was the Fire Swamp, and the Pebble Beach, it went, but it was my envision of Wesley's eyes like the sea after a storm. I know his eyes might have been darker or something because of that, but that's how it's described in the book and in the movie. And so I was like, ooh,
it is
this has some blues and browns and stuff in it. So, I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
There you go. There's probably another follow-up in there somewhere, but we'll see. So this is what I've been dedicating my extra time to, and there hasn't been a lot of extra time. So, that I've been able to do projects with. So we don't have a whole bunch of stuff to show off today, or,
No, but I think it's people come in and
it shows us being more normal. What?
Well, it's seasons of knitting or crocheting. Everybody kind of goes through those it's summer, it's hot, I don't want to work on stuff, I have other stuff to do, whatever,
Or like right now, even though I'm stressed and knitting usually helps me with my stress, sometimes we hit points where we can't pick up our knitting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just breathe,
Or for those of us that are seriously multi-craftual.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You kind of rotate through them. You're like, I can't look at yarn today. I must look at, roving or something else.
So, agenda on the calendar type stuff. Just for this week, we've got Knit Night tonight on Zoom from 7 to 9 p.m. and you get into Zoom with the shop phone number
828-877-3550.
We have one more day left on the Summer Delight being on sale that we advertised last Wednesday. I've made little to no progress on my Faye Summer top, but I brought it in again. I was hoping to in life, but we are seriously low on several colors. Thank y'all for buying us out of them. If there are any issues with your order, we have probably contacted you, and we'll sort that out as we can. And we'll get more in as we can, but it's right now when yarns are running low, we kind of have to let them for a little bit. It's a funky time of year. So things tend to pick up over the summer, though, because we have more visitors over the summer. So tomorrow we'll have another VSC. We'll advertise something different. I have no idea what. It might be something that has really random inventory levels, because that's life right now.
And we don't ever know what we're going to.
We won't pick that till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to think of, and then Thursday we've got Dear Becky and Lizzie. I feel like we do have some leftover from last week that we kind of gave.
About interchangeables.
Yeah, we gave some short shrift to things we can elaborate on a little bit more. And we're not doing that today. Like, today's episode might be kind of short because I feel like we've gotten in a rhythm of what people expect on what days. I mean, we digress and we have variants on every day. But we're going to keep that till Thursday. Executive decision. We're going to keep that till Thursday. And then we have another sit and stitch on Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Again, Eastern Standard Time. Well, I keep saying, my language rolls off my tongue, Eastern Standard. I don't know if it's Standard or Daylight Savings right now. Eastern Time. The Eastern Time Zone of the U.S., whichever label is the correct one, because I just let words fly out of my mouth sometimes. The next Sunday sit and stitch hang time is July... What's the Sunday? Is the 16th or the 17th?
I think it's the 16th because the 17th I have jury duty.
Oh, you have the Monday. Oh. I finally watched Jury Duty, by the way, the show. Mm-hmm. It was funny. It was entertaining. I hope your jury duty is not as eventful as that. So, but
last time I sat in the pool for 2 days and,
Oh, I thought you meant I just came from vacation, so I'm like, you were in a pool?
No.
The pool of jurors. Yes. Different meaning of the word. Yeah.
So we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully I can survive without you if you need to be on a jury.
Well, I'm hoping that,
You don't get called.
I'll sit in the pool Monday. Mm-hmm. Hopefully not Tuesday, but, last time I was hoping I got called because the jurors' chairs were more comfortable than the church pews that they have in there.
That they have
it's like
pool
wooden
sitting on?
Bench.
Yeah.
So.
But that's not till middle of July, so we've got time.
Yep.
I've been debating making kits. I have to see if I have time. I'm doing some intro crochet this week. Making kits for this bag. If you're interested in a kit, let us know in the comments, because that might kind of encourage us to actually make the kits. I don't know how many more color combos we have other than the one that I did out of the Coastline. We might be able to put together some kits out of the Nifty Cotton, potentially, that kind of thing. But it would help if we knew if you wanted them, So this took me, I had this much left of my white, if you have a different gauge, it's gonna change how much yarn. So if your squares are coming out bigger than gauge, you might run out of yarn and need extra. I gotta look at, with the Nifty Cotton, there's less yardage on it, how much we have left, but we had tons left. I was saying this last week. We had tons left of the other colors. This one, the yellow in this had this, the blue had the second most. I want to say the blue and the yellow almost used as much of each one. But I can try to do some math to figure out how that would work with the Nifty Cotton. So, anyway, we'll keep you updated on progress. I don't know. Is there anything else? Like I said, this might be a short episode. We have some other stuff to do today. So
about the bag, though,
yes,
we were discussing it on Knit Night.
Yes,
and it is open granny squares. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to use it as like a purse to put little things in it, you would need to figure out how to line it.
Yes,
neither Rebecca or I line anything, so
we don't have time and energy.
It's
really
more like a market bag for us.
Like, I could put books in this and carry it around, but if I wanted to put pencils and pens in this, they'd have to be in a little zipper pouch so they wouldn't fall out. So, it can be a project bag, but you would need some zipper pouches inside. You'd need things to carry small items inside that's bigger than the holes in this. So, but that's the case. I mean, I find even with knit bags, that could be a danger of things poking through or falling out. Yeah. So,
I just wanted people to be aware that, because the discussion was, well, you could line it. Yeah, we don't. So.
Yeah, because linings, I mean, not that they have to have the same shape, but it's hard to have a different thing like a fabric match the size of this. Mm-hmm. And if it's smaller, that's fine, but you need to attach it in a way that wouldn't necessarily pull at the rest of the bag if it wasn't the right size or the right give as the rest of the bag. And I'm not an expert in that. Let's just be completely honest.
Either, so. I'm
not an expert in that, so I don't tend to address it or give people advice on that. So, Anyway, the 828 people have found me. I want to say most of those morning calls from 828 now are telemarketers. They've discovered where I live. Whereas it used to be I'd have phone calls from the same area code as my phone number, and I'd know they don't know where I live, and they're just hoping I pick up. They've discovered how to get me to pick up. So everybody has to leave me a message now, basically. I'm pretty much not answering anything.
Nope.
Unless I know someone's calling, and I have their number in my phone, which I don't have most numbers in my phone. Anyway, so, I don't know if I have anything else at the moment. I could tell you all stories, but I don't know what stories y'all want to hear. So, update on the bees on the side of my house, whether they're yellow jackets or wasps or hornets or anything like that. My landlord has sprayed. I don't know if that has solved the problem or not, but at least we've had a step or two in the right direction, because yes, I think they're in my wall. I don't know what's going to happen next. My landlord is going to, do what they think is necessary. So there haven't been any more hornets in my house. And I think my cat has mostly forgiven me for going away. I got fresh cuts during a yarn crawl meeting yesterday, though. If you come to Knit Night tonight, you might see more attacks. That means he's back to normal.
That's normal.
That means he's back to normal. Yeah. So, anyway, we need to go set up for the day and do some packages and stuff. Thank you, everybody who bought packages over the weekend. We'll get them out as fast as we can.
Yep.
Some of them, if we need questions answered, they won't go out immediately. So check your emails. And we appreciate y'all watching. And please comment, please subscribe. We're heading towards 1560 for subscribers, which is really cool. My Tips and Tricks channel just hit 10,000 subscribers over the weekend, which is amazing and crazy and awesome. And I'd love to get this channel there too. We'd just, spread the word if you like listening to us gab about projects and stuff. So, anyway, we will see y'all later. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or tonight if you come to the virtual sit and stitch. Yeah. We appreciate it. Bye.
Bye. Oops. I need to lock that in place. Oops.
Because you're out of stitch marker?
Yeah.
Oops.
I thought I was past the stitch marker and no.